Today I learned Frank Sinatra died the night of Seinfeld's finale and his ambulance made it to the hospital in record time because traffic was so light due to everyone watching the show. Today I learned the Make-A-Wish Foundation granted a child to visit the set of Thor: Ragnarok. When Thor sees Hulk enter the arena on Sakaar, the child said Thor should say, "He's a friend from work." Today I learned African elephants often bury dead or sleeping humans or aid them when they are hurt. One woman fell asleep under a tree and woke to find an elephant standing over her gently touching her. As other elephants arrived they buried her under branches. She was found the next morning unharmed. Today I learned a man was attacked for having a beard in 1830, then imprisoned for defending himself. He died in 1873, by which time beards were fashionable. His tombstone reads, "Persecuted for wearing the beard." Today I learned that when Die Hard was finally made, Bruce Willis was mostly known for TV. His $5 million fee was seen as a huge risk. The film ended up taking at least $140 million. Today I learned that Sri Lanka only became an island in 1480, when a cyclone destroyed the land bridge connecting it to mainland India. Today I learned that Milhouse from The Simpsons was named after U.S. President Richard Milhouse Nixon. The name was the most unfortunate name Matt Groening could think of for a child. Later in the series, it was also revealed that Milhouse's middle name was Mussolini. Today I learned that Jason Page, the singer of the original Pokémon theme, didn't expect the song to become popular and knew nothing about the franchise when he recorded it. He considers the song to be a relatively minor part of his career, as he has worked with Michael Jackson, Billy Joel, and Frankie Valli. Today I learned Lennon spoke English with an Irish accent, as he had an Irish tutor teach him to speak English. Today I learned Mr. Rogers loved to fart in public to amuse his wife when they attended boring parties or gatherings. According to Joanne Rogers, he would just raise one cheek and he would look at me and smile. She also said Rogers enjoyed listening to her tell dirty jokes. Today I learned in 1714, 2 gunships fought for 14 hours, before one ran out of ammunition. The captain messaged his opponent, thanking him for a fine duel, and asking for more ammunition, so that the fight could continue. His opponent refused, but they then agreed to sail away in opposite directions. Today I learned a study from Yale found that kids who watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood retained more information than children who watched Sesame Street. They also had a higher tolerance of delay, meaning they were more patient. Today I learned the Three Stooges performed at the very first Super Bowl halftime show. During their performance, Larry Fine spotted a football player hitting on his wife. He flipped him the bird, and for this he got in trouble with CBS and had to pay a fine of $42.50. Today I learned a woman sued a TV weatherman after he predicted a sunny day, causing her to go out lightly dressed. And when it turned stormy, she caught the flu, missed 4 days' work, spent $38 on medication, and suffered stress. The case was settled out of court for $1,000, and the weatherman apologized to her. Today I learned a South African farmer rescued a baby hippo from a flood and gave it a home. The farmer fed him, brushed his teeth and helped him. The farmer was found dead with severe bite marks from the hippo and his body submerged in the river where he rescued the hippo 6 years earlier. Today I learned of the Kengir Gulag uprising, where inmates assumed control over a camp. Due to the large body of educated inmates, the 40 Days of Freedom saw the creation of plays, an ex-noble organizing a café, priests organizing marriages, engineers creating improvised radios and a hydroelectric power station. Today I learned Dr. Seuss made a connection between himself and the Grinch, stating that he wrote about him to rediscover something about Christmas that obviously I'd lost. In the book The Grinch says he has put up with Christmas for 53 years. Seuss was 53 when he wrote and published the book. Today I learned that legendary Hollywood director Martin Scorsese, best known for his violent gangster films, has used the same female editor, Thelma Schoonmaker, on every movie he's made since Raging Bull in 1980. Today I learned that when dreaming, hardcore video gamers have been reported to be able to toggle between first and third-person point of view, readily take control over and even enjoy nightmares, and have more dreams that involve far-fetched or impossible scenarios, like imaginary characters or space travel. Today I learned that Frank Sinatra Jr. was once kidnapped. His captors demanded all negotiations be conducted by payphone. During these conversations, Frank Sr. became concerned he wouldn't have enough coins to keep talking, prompting him to carry 10 dimes in his pocket for the rest of his life. Today I learned in 2010, Nickelback approached Dark Horse Brewery about having their beer featured in a video, which would have meant great exposure for the small Michigan brewery. They declined, however, as, "None of us at the brewery really care for the band." Today I learned that in the 20th century, the phrase, "he never married," was a euphemism used by British obituary writers to imply that the deceased man in question was homosexual. Today I learned in The Wizard of Oz movie, the Tin Man cried chocolate syrup instead of actual machine oil as the oil didn't show up well on film. Today I learned the reason snow is able to absorb sound is because it is porous. Snowflakes are six-sided crystals, and they are filled with open spaces. Those spaces absorb sound waves, creating a quieting effect over a blanket of snow. Today I learned that in the 1950s, Denmark conducted a social experiment and abducted 22 Greenlandic Inuit children, assimilating them into Danish culture. More than half died before reaching adulthood.